In this tutorial in CyberLink PowerDirector, we're going to look at how you can use masking on a video clip to change the color or texture of one or more of the elements. Masking is very simple when it comes to static graphic images like pictures and graphic editors like PhotoDirector or Photoshop. But it's a lot more complicated when it comes to video. There are some things that you can do. We're going to show you what you can do and some limitations. So I have this clip, and it's a clip of a harbor. What we're going to see, it's a high-speed clip, and I'd like to have you notice a couple of things when it plays. So we do have the clouds moving. We know it's video. It's not static. But we have this dome to the right of the ships, and the dome is just a typical, normal off-white. Now let's see if we want to change that. So I have a clip here where I've actually done that. Let's stop the video. I'm going to go back to the beginning of my clip here. And when we play this, we still have action, so we know it's a video. And we still have the dome, but the dome is changed to a yellow-gold color. I did that by masking. Let me show you how to use this particular technique in this kind of situation. Now, to mask in a video, the best thing is for the object you're masking to be either static or to be flat toward the camera. It's not moving. It may move forward and backward, but it cannot rotate toward or away from the lens, or you're going to have an issue with the mask. We'll illustrate that in a moment. So let's take this video. I'm going to put it on track number 2. Then we'll move over in our slider here. And so here we have the normal video. So to mask this, mask the dome, I'm going to click on the Edit button above the timeline. And I'm in the mask area here, and I'm going to click on Advanced. Now I want a custom mask, so I'll click on Custom in the upper left corner. And then I'm going to click Brush. Now the first time I used this, it had to load some code. It may have to do that for you if you're a 365 user. I'll click on Brush, and it's set to fit. Let's see if I can get bigger than that. I guess that's as big as we can get here. So I'm going to click, and we're going to highlight as much as we can the dome. You can use your scroll mouse button to make it smaller, the part that's highlighted. And if you go out where you don't want to go, I just hold the Alt key down, and that will choose my deselect option. So let's assume that's good enough for now. I'm going to click on OK, and now I want to invert the mask so it's only the dome. So now the dome is black because the area behind this is black. I'll click on OK. There's nothing above it. So now I'm going to take that same clip, close this out, and put it on the track that's above it. I'm using the defaulting stacking order. So let's edit the one above it. I want to make sure that one's highlighted. And now I'm going to click on the Edit button again, only this time I'm going to edit my video. And let's work in the color area. And I'm going to click on Color. Now here I can change the temperature and the tint. Let's turn it to the right, and you notice because it's masked, as I move the slider to the right, it's only changing the temperature of the dome. I can go into the blue area. I could go toward the purplish colors, pinkish colors, and make it slightly green. But you notice it keeps a little bit of the texture here when we work it this way. And so when we play the video, because it's masked, we have motion, and we just change the element. This is the easiest way to do this. Now the other thing you could do if you wanted to is let's delete that, and instead we could use a color board. So let's take a color board here. Let's take, say, a bright blue one, and I can drop it behind the video, and now it's blue. If I don't want it that intense, I can lower the opacity. But you notice it doesn't retain the texture the way I wanted to. So I prefer to edit the color on the video rather than use a color board. Now let me show you the limitations of this particular kind of thing when we're working with video. I'm going to click back here on my media, and we'll take a different clip. Go to My Media. I'm going to take a boat, Put that on track number 2. And here we have someone with a boat. Now I'm going to go to the first frame, and we'll do the same process we did before. We'll click on Edit, and then we're going to go to Mask, Advanced, and Custom. We're going to create a mask. Let's say we want to change the color of the boat. So I'm going to click on my brush tool again, and we'll see if it'll select the boat. It does. And then other things, again, I'm holding the Alt key down to deselect. That's a very fast way. I love keyboard commands. And we're okay. We're going to invert it again. Now we're okay on the first frame. Again, it's black because there's nothing behind it. I could put another picture of a boat or a color board or whatever. But I want to show you the limitations of this. Now, we have it on this frame. If I use my period key and comma key to move forward a frame at a time, you see it moves, but the mask does not. So what I can do, if I go back to the first frame, I can set a position and scale value on my mask. Then I can move forward as many frames as I want, and I can move the mask. Now I like to hold the Alt key down when I'm doing that, otherwise it's going to want to snap to the center or snap to the edge. So I can just use that period key as much as I want, move forward, hold the Alt key down to move my mask, hit the period key a couple more times, a couple more frames, hold the Alt key down, move the mask. And so you can compensate and make this work if you want to. We'll do a few more here. And it's setting keyframe values. We'll enlarge this even more. You see all the keyframes we're setting in the lower left part. Now the problem comes here. As long as the boat is moving so that the boat is perfectly perpendicular and it doesn't change the shape and relative to the camera lens, we're fine. We can keep doing this all day long. The problem is, and I'm going to shrink this down, is, let's move over here a few more frames. Now he's turning the boat, the bow of the boat, toward the camera. So the shape of the mask fits less and less, even if I change the proportions here. If I increase the scale as it gets closer to the camera, it's not the same. It's not going to work, because every time he begins to move closer and closer, the shape of the mask is less than the shape of the object that I'm trying to mask. Now the only way I can think of to get around this would be to break this up into multiple tiny little videos, where each video has the mask relatively the same in that clip. So you chop it up and do a different mask on each segment, but you can imagine the time it would take to do something like that. So that's kind of the limitations. So if my object is perfectly stable in the video clip, I can use a mask to do this. If the object moves forward and back but doesn't change its essential shape, I can do it. In any other case, it's not currently available using this particular technique. But that's a little bit about how you can do masking to enhance or change color or texture in CyberLink PowerDirector.